Welcome to A Spirited Debate. I'm Lauren Green. The American Humanist Association is claiming victory after a Mississippi school district decided to remove a teacher's controversial prayer request board displayed in her classroom rather than fight a legal battle. Is the prayer request board a violation of the First Amendment's Establishment Clause, the separation of church and state? Here to debate is Monica Miller, attorney for the American Humanist Association, and Dr. Alex McFarland, co-host of Exploring the World radio show. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren.
Monica, let me start with you, because the teacher told the student that complained about the prayer board that he or she, we're not sure who it was, a he or she, was violating her freedom of religion. So what's your reaction to that, and that the school taking down the teacher's prayer board?
Well, at the outset, we're very pleased with the school district for responding promptly to our letter and for correcting the constitutional violation, which was that a teacher was promoting religion in violation of the Establishment Clause pursuant to decades of well-settled Establishment Clause jurisprudence. The teacher, her comment about having any sort of right to promote religion in the classroom has been refuted by so many cases that there's really it's a non-starter. There is no right of a teacher to promote prayer during class time in her official capacity.
Because as I understand it, though, she was not actually telling the students to pray, but she wanted to pray for the students, right? Is that a violation? Why is it?
It is, because she was taking prayer requests and had a bulletin board or a chalkboard on the back of the door as a permanent fixture taking prayer requests. And for that reason, the teacher is promoting religion, is promoting belief in prayer. Whether or not she's asking the students for the prayers or for the requests, is the teacher soliciting prayer. And the Supreme Court and the Fifth Circuit have both come down on the side of saying that's unconstitutional.
Alex, now what's your reaction?
Well, my reaction to this is that, once again, those with an agenda of atheism and those who have an agenda to erase God from American culture have succeeded in really undermining and absconding the civil rights of another American. And I've got to say that what's happened over the last 50 years have been that humanists and groups like the ACLU have really hijacked the First Amendment. The First Amendment in no way was intended to prevent people from expressing their religion publicly. And it's unfortunate that, in 1993, Bill Clinton drafted the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, which affirmed the religious rights of teachers and students on school campuses. And there are many precedents we can give about the religious DNA of our history, of our Constitution, Declaration. But it's sad that these rights and the presence of God in our culture is being incrementally, chronologically erased, and this is just one more example. And let me just say this: the humanists shouldn't take too much glee in a school system rolling over and playing dead at the mere threat of a lawsuit or publicity, because most school districts really haven't defended the constitutional rights of teachers or students in recent decades.
You know, one of the things, Monica, that Alex brings up is true, that a lot of these places are just not fighting because it's too expensive to fight, But the other thing I want to bring up, because Alex brought up a point, he said, if you demand all expressions of people's faith just to sort of be private, they can't put it in the public square. Aren't you by default making secular humanism the religion of the public square?
Absolutely not. The courts have also made very clear that there's a very big distinction between promoting non-religion, say promoting the American Humanist Association, and restoring itself to neutrality, which is what the Constitution demands. The Constitution requires the government not to play favorites with religious belief. It can't take sides on prayer. It can't say that we're going to support some religions and not others, or support religion over atheism or humanism. There's a big distinction between the government just saying, look, we're not going to take sides on this. It's not the school, rolling over and not defending this. This is supported by so many cases, both within the Supreme Court and the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. So if they were to defend this, they would have no defense.
Alex, what do you say?
Well, in 1952, in Zorak versus Clausen, William Douglas, who wrote the majority opinion, said, quote, "The First Amendment does not say that in every and all respects there must be a separation of church and state, and the Constitution or the Declaration should ever be used as a wedge between not only expression of God, but the religious rights of people and the state." And what's happening here, if someone wants to be a humanist or an atheist, they can do that. But what I would say is don't tear down the culture, the context that gives you the freedom to safely walk around as a non-believer. And that's what's happening. Something will rush in to occupy the void left once the humanists have effectively expunged God from culture. It's probably going to be ISIS. It's probably going to be Islam or some form of socialism. And so for those that are not Christians, no one wants to coerce you to become a Christian, but I would say, look, tolerate the presence of God in our culture, because it's been that force that's held at bay these other beliefs and ideologies that would be a much darker presence than the reality of a prayer request board, I assure you.
Okay, I want to thank you so much, Monica and Alex, for being here. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
You want to check out foxnews.com for more on this developing story. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.